Hey, thank you everybody for attending, especially to all of our community pharmacists. We know how busy you are. We want to make sure that this is a very profitable experience for you joining us this afternoon. My name's Breck Rice. I host a long version of this meeting once a month. It's on the second Wednesday of every month, at noon Eastern time, and we invite a lot of vendors and solutions that bypass the PBMs to help our pharmacy partners make more profit and keep that profit. This is going to be an abbreviation, community, pharmacies for a couple of years now, and that is that you need to get involved in clinical services. So welcome. Thank you for being here. And I really do believe that the future for our community pharmacy partners is getting more involved in doing more community services that are clinical. So there's a lot of things that community pharmacies are already doing. You're just not getting compensated accordingly. We want to change that. So, for instance, flu shots, vaccines, you can get a preventative service fee that adds about $85 per every flu shot. But most of you may know me from the PBM Reform podcast, which I host on the Pharmacy Podcast Network, or you may know me from that program that I talk about on a monthly basis, um, which is the more profit community pharmacy roundtable. You can go to the next slide there, George. So we know the problem is the PBMs and the insurance companies are aligned against community pharmacy. Cigna is aligned with Express Scripts, and United Health, of course, owns Optum, and then you've got your the first time in the history of our industry, the Caremark PBM was so profitable that they actually bought the carrier. So CVS bought Aetna, but because of the revenue that they were making off of Caremark, out of the 10,000 retail locations they have, 80% of their profit actually comes from the PBM side. It's ridiculous. So, next slide. So, the steps to success, like I said, I've been preaching that community pharmacies need to get involved in clinical services. So, George Veronis here on this meeting brought this concept to me for the whole program that they had launched with Sira Skills. So Zing Performance had successfully done this program over in the UK, and they've been doing it for 23 years. And when they brought it to the US here just under 2 years ago, they were really kind of focusing on taking it to doctors and having doctors do the administration. Well, when George told me about this program and that they'd started to bring it into community pharmacy, that's where it needed to be in the first place. Community pharmacies need that profit, not the providers. And of course, there's a shortage of primary care providers, so they do need some additional profits too. But I'm all about community pharmacies, so I was like, well, let's take these administrative fees to our community pharmacies. So, and it was perfect too, because I'd been telling community pharmacies you need to get credentialed to do more medical billing and move your services like vaccinations over to the clinical side and get those fair reimbursements that you deserve. But there is some startup cost to that. There are some implementation fees. And I've, unfortunately, for you pharmacists that have probably done some investigation on this, it can be quite expensive. I had one of my pharmacy partners spend over $50,000 and still didn't get across the finish line on getting credentialed with medical payers. I've seen others spend between 16 and 20,000. And so there needed to be a better solution. And I vetted them all. And I love the programs that are out there trying to help community pharmacies. They all have very good intentions, but some of them do fall a little bit short. And we have a better mousetrap for you. So that's phase two, or step two on here, the IPPN. We're just going to touch on that today. Most of the time is going to be spent on phase one, or step one. And then for those pharmacies who do get credentialed and for medical billing and do have space for it, they can do a complete turnkey brick and mortar clinic It's basically you need to carve out about a 10 by 12 space in your pharmacy to set up a clinical room, and it will even be managed for you. The pharmacy owns it, but it'll be managed and even staffed by Brim Wellness. So let's first jump into what CeraSkills is, and why I love this program is zero startup costs. It really starts to help community pharmacies really engage on the clinical side with their Medicare patients. And so George is going to show us about do a demo here on what CeraSkills is all about. Thanks, George.
Yep, thanks, Breck, and appreciate the information. Thanks, everybody, for joining, especially our pharmacy prospects. But this will be short, couple of videos to see to really explain the program to you. And again, the main thing I want to express is that for your patients in itself, it'll improve their memory, their balance, cognitive issues, reduce stress, decision-making, quality of life. So you're going to give them a great benefit to offer this. And Medicare Part B pays for it, which is great. And then in response, for you to be the administrator of it, which takes about a minute a month on each patient, you'll receive $25 per month per participant. And if you had 100 participants, that'd be an extra $2,500. Not a revenue, a pure profit that you could add to your pharmacy. Or again, if you want to get into medical billing, this would actually cover it within 3 months, and then you'll make obviously additional money there. No additional staff needed, no capital investment. It's probably the one thing that when I saw Breck's calls, was the only program that no cost to you, no cost basically to the patient, and everybody wins. One pharmacy even said to us at 120 locations how nice it was that we're going to be able to give them to our patients that they really could benefit from, and at the same time, earn some good income into our pharmacy. So you may have seen this, but I like to be a reminder because a lot of people come on that have people that didn't see this video, but this will explain in about a minute and a half a little bit more about the program. So let's listen in.
It's no secret that pharmacies are under financial stress today and need to find new sources of revenue within their existing businesses. Seniors Home Services is happy to introduce you to our CeraSkills program that can provide tremendous benefits to your customers and new revenue to your pharmacy. CeraSkills is a clinically proven and Medicare reimbursable program that literally prevents and often reverses memory loss, cognitive regression, and loss of balance, thereby slowing decline and helping prevent falls, as well as helping with stress, anxiety, working memory, concentration, decision-making, and emotional control. CeraSkills comes with a 23-year record of success in working to improve plasticity in the cerebellum, which will improve patients' quality of life, helping them to remain independent for as long as possible. We are pleased to provide you the ability to make CeraSkills available to your patients and make it so easy as we provide a turnkey solution, including patient support and Medicare billing under our Medicare NPI. Introducing CeraSkills to your patients is easy. We provide posters and countertop materials with a QR code taking your patients to your personal, trackable landing page containing a short video message from you, as well as educational videos that encourage people to enroll right there. We also support patient enrollment with our turnkey email, texting, and telephonic enrollment process. When they enroll, our coaches personally call by phone to welcome them and send a welcome email with logins to their personal customized programs. Their personal coaches are available by phone as needed to help them along the way. Information on your patient's monthly progress will be available in our secure portal, and if you choose to review their reassessments each month, you can earn administrative services fees for the time you spend reviewing the assessments. We take care of all patient support, coaching, encouragement, and all billing. CeraSkills can have a major positive impact on your patients without creating any additional work for you or your staff. We also give your pharmacy the ability to create additional revenue by offering and providing patient support through our remote care services, including chronic care management, remote patient monitoring, and primary care services with our turnkey process, which includes the entire order and billing process. Just click Book a Call button on this page to begin.
Thanks for your patience. If you've seen that before, but that's a really good summary of exactly the program. So again, for the seniors, going to help in all kinds of cognitive changes with aging, again, with memory, recall, response time, coordination, balance, and it can even help prevent or delay dementia. And one of the reasons Medicare is paying for this is because when a senior falls, on the average, it's costing them $15,000 to $30,000, and they spent over $31 billion last year just taking care of falls from seniors, and it's also usually the next step to really declining quickly. So they're encouraging, we need more providers to administer this, and you'll see how simple that really is in a second. And we'll open up at the end for questions. This will be a couple minutes to get through a few videos to really explain the program. There's going to be an app, and I'm going to show you a little video on this app where the senior goes, they register, everything's done through the application. We have people that'll call them, help them on it if they don't know how to get on. We remind them if they have to do this exercise for 10 minutes, 16 days, basically half of the month, 10 minutes a day, and they'll get the payment from Medicare. And if they ever miss even 1 or 2 days in a row, we send them out a reminder, a text, an email, even a phone call, so they stay consistently on it, and you'll see how that works. So the other thing pharmacies ask me a lot is, what is my patient going to see? Why are they going to be into this? So we're going to show you an app in a second that's really going to show them everything, but inside that app, there's going to be several videos. So I'm going to show this one because this explains Sarah's skills directly and to give you a good idea how it works for the patients. Let me play this.
Want to know how Zing could work for you? If it will maybe help recover some of your key skills or your memory? Well, that's exactly what Zing is designed to do, and this is how it happens. First of all, you'll get a coach, a Zing coach, who gets everything set up for you. And the first thing is to identify the potential to improve your important faculties. And believe me, everybody has at least some potential for this. So to measure your potential, you do some assessments. They look a bit like games, but actually they were designed by a professor to cleverly work out how your skills are currently wired up by your brain, so we can work out how to make those skills perform better. When you've done that, you get a 10-page report explaining where there's scope to make a real difference to your everyday life. It would explain why some things have become harder than they used to be, and what difference it could make to you if you redeveloped those key skills. Most seniors, when they start to notice decline, they don't just want to cope with the decline. They want to know if it's possible to get their skills back, to get about easier, to not be frightened of falling, to be confident again, to have a good memory also. Well, your report will explain all of this, and then the real process starts. Your coach will show you how to download the Zing app on your phone, then explain exactly how to use the Zing program. But remember, your brain is totally unique, so you'll need and you'll be getting a totally personalized program of exercises tuned to your brain's potential. The first secret of this program is they're not ordinary exercises. They're not hard work sort of exercises either. Their job is to increase the brain's plasticity, which means get it stimulated to learn and develop your skills again, a bit like pressing a reset button. Zing exercises 2 different parts of your brain at the same time because that's the secret to increased plasticity. And your exercises show up on your app, they look a bit like this, and they'll only take you 10 minutes a day. But there's a second secret. As your skills improve when you're doing this program, your brain will find that doing the exercises get easier. And that means they become a bit less of a challenge, and so your development slows down. But that's not what we want. We want the development to continue to find all of your potential. So every day, Zing adjusts your exercises to keep your brain stimulation at the optimum level so you keep progressing and your skills keep improving. Does that sound good? Well, I know you'll want to keep track of what's happening, right? That's why every 30 days you repeat that assessment and re-measure your important skills so you can see for yourself your progress as it happened. Here's the latest report of a client that's doing the program. See how much progress he's made? It's already made a noticeable difference to his life too. And with this, you get a video from your coach explaining your 30-day progress checks, explaining the charts and skills that are being measured. But people always want to know, do you have to keep this up forever? No. That's the wonderful thing about when you develop skills using this type of exercise. They generally last for a good while. Most complete the course in 9 or 12 months. And what's happened during that time? Well, the program is designed for you to rediscover some of your skills and faculties, and that the confidence you need to have a fuller, more active life has returned to you. When you finish the program, you can choose to participate in our maintenance program with similar exercises but done less frequently. Your coach will help you with this choice when the time comes, and of course, we'll want to celebrate all your achievements with you.
So again, when we reach out to your patient base, and I'll show you a few of the ways we're going to market it, and you can market it, we will email them 5 times, text them a few times, and actually reach them. And if we reach them, about 80% will join the program. So again, you saw in the video, there's an ongoing assessment every month. So they monitor, and you're going to see how simple it is for you to monitor them to get the fee to get paid. And then we also provide a lot of testimonials that you'll have access to. We provide you marketing materials, and we just created a new app called Selfie to Healthy. And it's going to be something that they could do the QR code. We could have this all over your office. We're going to send this out to everybody. And when they hit this button, they're going to have all kinds of information and be interested in learning more. But I actually have a little video that'll show you this app, and we can watch that. And then again, we'll ask questions in a couple minutes.
Introducing the Sarah Skills app. Thank you for your interest to learn more about this amazing program. We believe it's important that as a Sarah Skills provider, you should be able to see what the app looks like and how it works. In this quick demonstration, you'll see how simple and intuitive it is to use, whether a patient is 60 or 90. In simple terms, Sarah Skills is a cognitive improvement program that has more than 2 decades of scientific research, demonstrating an improvement in memory, cognition, coordination, and most importantly, balance. Our health and wellness coaches personally speak with each participant by phone and send a welcome email with logins to their personal customized programs. In addition, their personal coaches call 2 to 3 times each month to help them along the way. The very first time one of your patients logs in, they'll be greeted by a welcome page, complete with a tutorial and basic instructions. Your patient will be asked to perform a quick assessment to determine their baseline levels. Once they have taken the assessment, they will have access to a dashboard similar to what you see here. Each day, the Sarah Skills program will have your patient perform 8 to 10 minutes of simple exercises and activities based on the assessment results and the patient's baseline capabilities. In the settings, the user can set reminders and notifications to help encourage daily exercises. They can even choose their favorite avatar. Once your patient clicks on the app and logs in with their username and password, they can start their daily Sarah Skills program. Here's a few examples.
Sit on a chair and hold your right index finger out in front of you. Keeping your head still, focus on your finger as you draw a small square clockwise in the air. Gradually increase, then decrease the size and repeat. Ready? Begin. Close your eyes. March on the spot. Ready? Begin.
At the end of each exercise, the user will be asked to assess how they did. Depending on how they mark it, will determine which exercises they'll be given to perform in future days and weeks. Your patient will never be asked to do an exercise they can't physically perform or that causes pain. However, the success of this program relies on challenging different parts of your patient's body and brain at the same time. That's how to increase neuroplasticity and regain the skills they may have lost. The research has shown that when these tailored exercises are performed in a certain sequence day after day, it's like pressing the reset button on our brains. The user quickly regains the skills they may have lost: memory, balance, leading your patient to less falls and greater self-confidence and longer independence. Again, thank you for your interest in the Sarah Skills program. This is all about helping your patients achieve something previously not available to seniors: a drug-free approach to regain important lost skills, maintaining their independence longer, and improving their overall health.
So the other thing that we find is that the patients will tell other patients about your pharmacy. They'll get probably more prospects coming in to use your pharmacy. And one of the keys is just a personal message from you for 20 seconds that actually promotes this to the patient base. It'll make a huge difference. And we'll help you do that. We'll set it up. It'll take you literally, here's how simple it is. This is 20 seconds.
Hi, Dr. Smith here.
Oops, what happened there? Oh, sorry.
Hi, Dr. Smith here. I would like to introduce you to a program called SaraSkills, which, according to numerous studies that I have been able to review, has the ability to improve the life of our seniors through improved cognition, balance, preventing falls, and improved memory. I would encourage you to watch the rest of this video, and if you like what you see, tap on the enroll button.
So again, we're going to be doing all the marketing, as long as we put some posters up, the scanner out, and then again, we have your database, which is protected through compliant, and Breck will talk about that in a minute. Then we'll get out. So all your function is, again, is to be the administrator of this. And if you have 100 patients, you might be talking a minute a patient, half a minute, 2 hours a month. And this is simply what you need to do.
Working with SaraSkills is easy for you and your staff. If you choose to review your patient's monthly progress and earn administrative services fees, you will be sent a weekly email notification reminding you to log into your portal and review patient assessments. You, or an appropriate member of your staff, will review monthly assessment reports, review the summary data for the patient, add your notes, and then simply click the sign-off box next to the record. It's that easy, and it's that fast.
So at the end of the day, you're going to make a big impact on your senior population. Medicare Plan Part B is right now covering it. In the very near future, a lot of the Advantage plans will be coming on board already in Texas. They're doing it. So it's usually a period of time after Medicare B does it. So we're looking for some other states to open up. So that'll also double your population of potential for the $25 per month per patient. And again, turnkey, completely, no capital investment. And you know what, basically the person that brought you on, you'll be filling out a simple form to get some information. We send you an agreement, and then we call you within a couple of days, and we do an onboarding where we show you all the marketing materials to get you set up, and then you start earning a new profit center. It's as simple as that. And you know, we have almost every pharmacy that we've introduced this to wanting to move forward on this, and they're actually excited about it because it's a win-win for everybody. So, Breck, I'm going to turn it back to you because that's pretty much SaraSkills to generate the income. And I know there's other RTM, I guess, services that they could take advantage of, and we'll cover that on another call unless you want to just bring it up and then go ahead to step 2.
Yeah, no, and in my position doing the community pharmacy roundtable, I get presented with a lot of opportunities for community pharmacies, and I turn down more than I accept on putting on to the program. But in my humble opinion, there's no other program in 2025 that will generate pure profit for your pharmacy better than SaraSkills, because there's zero startup costs. And so I love that program. And it just so happens that the 100 patients that George talked about generates enough pure profit for your pharmacy that can cover the implementation costs of doing step 2, which is the Independent Pharmacy Provider Network, or IPPN. So this is a program that sets up allowing you to do more clinical services. So if you go to the next slide, George, here's the pillars to success right here. Is the turnkey software solution for patient engagement, the collaborative practice agreements with the local primary care providers, creating a community care program, and then actually setting up a separate entity for your pharmacy, applying for a new NPI. You can't do these services through your pharmacy, because anything you do through your pharmacy, the PBMs have their greedy claws in there taking their pound of flesh. So you need to move this out and actually apply for a new clinical NPI. IPPN helps you with all that. Now, even though I say these are the keys to success, they're also the keys to failure if you don't do them correctly. And I have seen so many of my pharmacy partners go down these roads with other service providers that have left them high and dry, or maybe they even got credentialed, but now they're billing payers and they're not collecting. I've got a client in New Mexico that is sitting on over $100,000 in medical bills they cannot collect on. So we're now helping them clean that up. And so you need to go with a a program like the Independent Pharmacy Provider Network that does have all the keys to successfully doing clinical services. Now, I'm going to put in the chat there's a PDF that you can download. It's a one-page info sheet, and there's also a link there to a 2.5-minute explainer video on IPPN, and then a link for you to get additional information, or basically to schedule a demo on the IPPN program. The third and final phase to clinical services for community pharmacies is called BRIM Wellness. You own the pharmacy, and you own the clinic, the medical clinic. But what BRIM does is some really important key things here. There's 4 things. The first 2 are the managed care of that clinic. So they'll manage it for you, run it, operate it for you. It's still your clinic. There's a few of them around, just starting up. There's actually a waiting list for pharmacies to get set up with this. But first of all, you've got to have the footprint or the space to put in a full clinical room. But they'll manage it for you, and even you'll see number 2 there, the talent exchange. They'll even staff it for you if you need it staffed. You're not going to need a nurse practitioner. You're not going to need a telehealth provider, because we don't want to take the attribution away, or the patients away from the local providers. We want you partnering with your local providers to create that community care collaboration. So that's what the talent exchange is all about. And then the third point there is a financial vehicle that helps you not only build out the clinic, but you can be a cooperative member of that financial vehicle, and you can help other community pharmacies also get set up and earn a very fair interest rate on the money that you put in. It'll basically become another a profit center for your clinic. George?
Good. So Brett, bottom line is, Sarah Skills will bring you that revenue, or not revenue, profit you need right now. You'll help your patients. And then when you do the onboarding, again, we'll talk to you about your patient database, marketing materials. We give you a unique landing page and the face scanner to market. And that's really it. I mean, like everybody we talked to says, there got to be more to this. And, it's interesting. We had a big buying group on recently, and one of the buyers also a consultant for a pharmacy group that had about 120 pharmacies. And at the end of our presentation, he said, well, I usually study these things, and I don't usually jump right on board, but he said to the owner, you might as well do this, get this going, because this is a win-win, as I mentioned, all the way around. So that's pretty much our presentation. Short and sweet, to the point. We have these videos that you can have access to if you want to show it to anybody else, any partners you might have that are on this call. And you're welcome to open it up now and ask any questions if you'd like. So let me do this, Breck. I'm going to stop the screen for a minute.
While you're stopping that, I'll mention also that you're under a business associate agreement, a BAA, with George's organization, and also with the Zing, which developed the app. And that way you can share your patient data, because it's all HIPAA protected. The most successful pharmacies have hit the patients from a 2-point introduction from the pharmacy, of course. So make sure all of your techs and all your staff know about the program and are encouraging them. And there's also, it's not just for your senior patients, right? Because everybody has moms and dads and aunts and uncles that are 65 and older. So just make sure that there's signage up and bag stuffers going out to patients explaining it. And then Seniors Home Services will also do the outreach to your patients too. So you're getting them from 2 angles, and then that you have a more successful adoption rate.
Great. So, Breck, what I'm going to do is I thank everybody for being on the call. I'm going to stop the video in case anybody wants it before we go to Q&A. So let me stop that for a second.